be the certified picture taker and share them with me today?
I am going to be the certified picture taker.
Do you remember when we used to go traveling and I was always so frustrated that you guys made us stop for pictures, and I'm like, oh, I'm really glad we have pictures now. I'm looking back through even my camera roll, I'm like, oh yeah, Garrison's there, and we don't think about it because
Things are heating up again in the Sister Wives universe, and this time the spotlight is on Janelle Brown, who seems to be quietly, but very deliberately, carving out a completely new life, one that might not include Flagstaff at all. And let's just say, this isn't just another phase. Fans are picking up serious signs that Janelle is done playing nice, done waiting on Kody, and maybe even done with being anywhere near the man who's given her nothing but frustration. So let's unpack what's really happening. Over the last few episodes, we've seen a huge shift in Janelle's energy. While she's always been known as the practical, down-to-earth wife, the one who kept things running, who kept the peace, there's been a new spark in her. She's more vocal, more assertive, and more independent. It's like the final ties to Kody have frayed, and she's no longer pretending to care about salvaging something that's clearly broken. But here's the real twist. Behind the scenes, there are rumors swirling that Janelle is making serious moves to relocate, not just to get some space, not just to reset, but to completely start over, in a different state. Sources close to production and sharp-eyed fans have spotted clues. Janelle has been spending more time away from the Flagstaff property. She's been seen visiting her kids in different areas. She's more active online, posting from new locations, new routines, even teasing about real estate. One fan even noted that she had a casual conversation about how much she loves the open space of Utah and how things feel clearer when she's away from Flagstaff. That's not random. That's a woman planting seeds, and she's doing it in plain sight. What makes this so spicy is that she hasn't made a formal announcement. She hasn't gone public with any kind of split-the-state news. Why? Because Janelle knows the power of a slow burn. She's been in this family long enough to understand how things play out on camera, and she's playing her cards close. But fans aren't stupid. They can sense when someone is packing up emotionally before they ever start packing boxes. And let's not forget, Flagstaff was Kody's dream. He moved the whole family there, chasing some vague vision of unity, a shared property, a Coyote Pass future that never came true. Janelle was one of the only wives who tried to make it work. She even lived in an RV just to be near the land and stay loyal to the plan. But that loyalty came at a cost, emotionally, physically, and financially. And now, she's done paying. Janelle's detachment from Kody has reached a point where it's no longer even tense. It's just indifference. And that, for anyone who's watched Sister Wives long enough, is the most dangerous place a relationship can land. Because when a woman like Janelle stops caring, she stops sticking around. Fans are also wondering, if she does leave Flagstaff, what happens next? Does she move closer to Christine? Start a business of her own? Join Christine in Utah to co-parent the grandkids and launch a new chapter? Or does she go completely solo, picking a fresh city, a clean slate, and a brand new life far from the drama of the Brown name? Whatever happens, it's going to shake things up in a big way. Because once Janelle leaves Flagstaff, there's no real reason for anyone else to stay. Mary's already halfway out. Christine's long gone. Robin's the only one still hanging on to the dream. And even that's starting to look unstable. And here's the kicker. This quiet exit might just be Janelle's biggest power move yet. Because she's not storming off. She's not making threats. She's not demanding anything from Kody. She's simply walking away on her own terms. And that's what makes it so satisfying to watch. She's rewriting her own narrative, not as the second wife, not as the RV mom, not as the quiet loyalist, but as a woman who chose freedom over frustration, peace over proximity, growth over guilt. As we dig deeper into this unfolding situation, let's talk about the ripple effect Janelle's quiet move could cause, not just in her personal life, but across the entire Sister Wives landscape. Because this isn't just one woman stepping into her power. It's the kind of shift that could redefine what this show looks like moving forward. Let's start with her bond with Christine. Fans have noticed it for a while. These two have formed a kind of unshakable alliance, the kind that only emerges after years of surviving the same emotional chaos. What started as a sister-wife relationship has turned into something more, a sisterhood forged by shared disappointment, resilience, and the decision to stop tolerating less than they deserve. If Janelle really is gearing up to leave Flagstaff, it's almost inevitable that she's heading somewhere near Christine. Emotionally and geographically, Christine has already rebuilt her life in Utah, surrounded by her kids and now happily remarried. She's proof that there is life after Kody. Janelle sees that, and she's smart enough to recognize that being close to Christine isn't just comforting, it's strategic. Together, these two could start something powerful. Think about it. Two of the original Brown wives, both free, both fiercely independent, both still connected to a massive fan base. They could launch a brand, a podcast, a lifestyle channel. They could even get their own spin-off series. Fans would eat it up, not just because they're popular, but because they're relatable. They represent the real-life, messy, painful process of leaving a toxic dynamic and finding your voice again. And that voice, it's only getting louder. But what about Kody? That's where things get really interesting. Because if Janelle does officially leave Flagstaff, Kody's last link to his former family man identity starts to crumble. Robin might still be there, clinging to what's left, but everyone else is either gone or actively pulling away. And here's the truth. No one wants to say out loud, Kody needs Janelle more than she ever needed him. Janelle brought structure, stability. She was the grounded one, the one who held things together even when everything else was falling apart. Without her, Kody is left with a marriage to Robin that fans increasingly see as unbalanced and codependent. That's not the strong patriarch figure he once tried to be. That's a man who lost control of the very legacy he built. And TLC knows it. Producers are already shifting the narrative. We're seeing less of the family and more of individual journeys. And that's no accident. Christine's departure was the catalyst. But Janelle's slow, deliberate retreat from Flagstaff? That's the confirmation. The show is no longer about polygamy. It's about the aftershock, the women left in the wake, the lives they rebuild, which brings us to Mary. Janelle leaving might finally push Mary to make a real decision. Up until now, she's been stuck. Emotionally, mentally, physically. But watching both Christine and Janelle take back their autonomy might be the final nudge she needs. Mary has always cared deeply about what people think, about preserving an image, but maybe seeing her sister wives walk away from that pressure and thrive because of it will finally give her permission to do the same. And let's not forget the kids. Janelle's children have been vocal in the past. Many of them are frustrated with Kody, and they've sided with their mom more than once. If Janelle relocates, you can bet the kids will rally behind her. Some might even move with her. Others may cut ties with Flagstaff entirely. The emotional fallout will be huge, especially if Kody doesn't respond with accountability. But here's the best part of this entire shift. Janelle doesn't need anyone's permission. She doesn't need Kody's blessing. She doesn't need to wait for Robin's approval. She doesn't even need TLC to validate her decision. She's building something new, and she's doing it with quiet confidence. Every action she takes, every post she makes, every appearance outside of Flagstaff, it's all part of a bigger plan. And what fans love most, it's not dramatic. It's not flashy. It's just real. It's a woman who gave decades to a system that no longer served her and is now choosing freedom over familiarity, growth over guilt, peace over performance. In the final part of the script, we'll talk about where this is all headed, not just for Janelle, but for the show itself. If Janelle really moves away, what will Sister Wives become? And are we witnessing the final chapter of the Brown family as we know it? As we reach the final chapter of this explosive topic, the real question isn't just, will Janelle leave Flagstaff? It's what happens after she does. Because if everything we've seen and sensed is leading up to this major shift, then we're not just looking at the end of an era. We're witnessing the unraveling of the original Brown family dream. For good, let's imagine what this new reality might look like. Janelle moves out of Flagstaff. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even by the end of the season, but soon. It won't be a dramatic exit. That's not her style. It'll be calm, strategic, and final. She'll frame it around needing peace, being close to her kids, wanting to start something new, and no one will argue with that, because deep down, everyone knows she deserves it. But what she leaves behind, that's where things really shift. Once Janelle steps away physically and emotionally, she becomes the second wife to not only leave Kody, but thrive without him. That's a storyline TLC can't and won't ignore. The network has been slowly steering the narrative away from the original polygamous ideal into something much more modern, a survival story, a rebranding of womanhood after patriarchy. This show is evolving, and Janelle's next move will define that evolution. Behind the scenes, producers are likely already mapping out a new format. Think about it. Instead of one unified Brown family, we'll be watching 3 parallel lives. Christine, fully reinvented. Janelle, finally free. And Robin, well, left holding the remnants of a dream that's collapsed under the weight of Kody's ego and indecision. Robin will probably try to hold on to whatever illusion is left. The monogamous marriage, the Coyote Pass fantasy, the image of a united family. But without Mary, without Christine, and now without Janelle, that fantasy starts looking like denial. Her story may take a darker turn, not in scandal, but in loneliness. Because what does a plural wife become when she's the only one left? Meanwhile, fans are already rooting for Janelle to write her next chapter on her own terms. She's got the audience's respect, a solid social media presence, and a life full of possibilities. Whether she dives into entrepreneurship, becomes a co-host with Christine on a new series, or simply builds a quiet life near her kids, it'll be hers. No more waiting for Kody, no more RVs in the desert, no more one-sided loyalty. And this sends a message, not just to fans, but to women everywhere who've followed her journey. It's never too late to choose yourself. Let's be honest. Janelle leaving Flagstaff might not create fireworks on screen. It might not be some huge confrontation, but it's the kind of quiet power move that changes everything. It signals the end of the Brown family's central story, not with a bang, but with a soft, steady walk toward a better life, and TLC will lean into it. Because the future of Sister Wives isn't about polygamy anymore. It's about what happens after the love is gone, after the unity dissolves, after the women walk away. In that version of the show, Janelle isn't a supporting character. She's a leading woman. She's a symbol of what it looks like to let go, even when it's hard. And fans will follow her wherever she goes, because they've watched her hold it together for everyone else for too long. Now, they want to see what happens when she puts herself first. So as Janelle quietly backs out of the Flagstaff shadows, one step at a time, we're not just watching a woman move, we're watching her rise. And when she does, the whole show, and the entire Brown family dynamic, will never be the same again.